Welcome, dear listener, to a deep dive into the fascinating genealogy of interaction design.
Yeah.
We embark on a voyage of discovery, tracing the sinuous threads of this discipline.
Back to its nascent stirrings.
Precisely back to its nascent stirrings in the hallowed halls of Xerox PRR in the 1970s.
Interaction design.
Yes.
It's the meticulous choreography of engagements between humans and digital artifacts.
It is indeed.
It seeks to elevate mere functionality into an elegant symphony of usability, efficacy, and aesthetic grace.
And as our world becomes increasingly interwoven with the digital,
yes.
interaction design emerges as the invisible hand shaping our experiences, ensuring user satisfaction and fostering inclusivity.
Through accessibility, of course.
Of course.
Our journey commences.
It does.
The Xerox PRRC, an acronym for the Palo Alto Research Center.
Where a coterie of brilliant minds congregated.
In the 1970s, yeah.
In the 1970s, tasked with a seemingly quixotic mandate.
To envision and realize
the office of the future.
Messiah.
And at the vanguard of this intellectual ferment was Alan Kay, a visionary whose ideas continued to reverberate through the annals of technological history.
Yeah. Kay.
Yes. Kay proffered a revolutionary paradigm.
The Dynabook.
The Dynabook, a portable multimedia computer that presaged the advent of our modern tablets and laptops.
Imagine, if you will, a world where computing power is no longer tethered to hulking mainframes.
Liberated.
Democratized. Accessible to all.
Precisely Kay's vision, however, was not merely a technological aspiration.
It was profoundly steeped in the tenets of constructivist psychology.
Drawing inspiration from the seminal work of Jerome Bruner.
In particular, Kay's model, doing with images makes symbols,
resonated profoundly with Bruner's stages of cognitive development.
Bruner.
Yes.
Tell me more.
Bruner posited that learning transpires through a series of stages,
each characterized by
a distinct mode of representation. In the inactive stage,
yes,
knowledge is embodied through action.
And in the iconic stage, knowledge is represented through images.
Fascinating.
And in the symbolic stage, knowledge is abstracted through symbols.
I see.
Kay recognized the potent synergy between these stages,
postulating that
engaging with images could serve as a catalyst for symbol formation, paving the way for a more intuitive and engaging form of human-computer interaction.
The Dynabook, though, a conceptual tour de force, remained elusive.
Stymied by the limitations of the prevailing technological landscape.
Undeterred,
Kay sought funding for a transitional machine.
A stepping stone.
Yes, a stepping stone towards the realization of his grand vision.
And from this crucible of ambition emerged the Xerox Alto.
A machine that, though intended as a temporary expedient, would leave an indelible mark on the history of computing.
The Alto was a veritable cornucopia of innovation,
introducing concepts that would become ubiquitous in the digital realm.
First and foremost among these was the bitmap display.
A revolutionary departure from the character-based displays of the time.
Enabling the manipulation of individual pixels.
Paving the path for the first Wi-Fi wedgie.
What you see is what you get.
Precisely.
Word processor.
Imagine, dear listener, a world where the tyranny of cryptic commands is overthrown.
Replaced by
a visual interface that mirrors the printed page.
Indeed, the advent of the bitmap display heralded a new era of visual computing.
Enabling the introduction of icons and windows as integral elements of the user interface.
No longer were users shackled to the arcane syntax of command line interfaces.
Instead, they could interact with the computer through a visual language that was intuitive, engaging and evocative.
And then there was the mouse.
Originally conceived by Douglas Engelbart
at the Stanford Research Institute,
but adopted by the Alto team as a pointing device.
This seemingly innocuous innovation would revolutionize the way users interacted with computers,
transforming the cursor from a blinking abstraction into an extension of the hand,
a conduit for direct manipulation of on-screen objects.
Another key innovation of the Alto was the concept of overlapping windows,
a direct reflection of the real-world practices observed in offices.
Think for a moment of the way documents are strewn across a desk, layered atop one another.
The Alto, in a stroke of design brilliance, brought this familiar paradigm to the digital realm,
allowing users to juggle multiple tasks and navigate between different applications with ease.
The Xerox Alto, while never commercially released, would prove to be a profound inspiration
for the development of the graphical user interface, or GUI as we know it today.
It was a seed that, though sown in the fertile ground of research, would eventually blossom into a ubiquitous feature of modern computing.
And speaking of fertile ground, enter Steve Jobs,
the enigmatic co-founder of Apple.
a man whose visit to Xerox PRC in 1979 would prove to be a watershed moment in the history of computing.
Jobs, captivated by the Alto's GUI,
Recognized its immense potential to democratize computing.
to break down the barriers that separated the layperson from the power of technology.
Jobs' now legendary visit was a serendipitous encounter.
A confluence of vision and opportunity.
The seeds of inspiration sown during that fateful visit would soon bear fruit in the form of the Apple Lisa,
And subsequently the Macintosh.
machines that would herald a new era of personal computing, an era where technology was no longer the exclusive domain of the technically elite.
The Macintosh, with its intuitive GUI,
Would become a cultural phenomenon.
a harbinger of the digital revolution that was to sweep the globe.
The Alto's legacy had taken root, ushering in a paradigm shift in human-computer interaction, a shift that would forever alter the trajectory of technology.
And it was during this period of technological effervescence that user-centered design, or UCD, began to emerge as a potent force.
A philosophy that would place the needs, desires, and behaviors of the user at the very heart of the design process.
UCD represented a fundamental reorientation in the design process.
A shift from a technology-centric approach to one that prioritized the human experience.
It was a recognition that technology at its core is a tool.
And that its true value lies in its ability to empower individuals to enhance their lives and to make the complex simple, the inaccessible attainable.
And at the forefront of this burgeoning movement was David Little, a luminary who had honed his craft at the very crucible of innovation.
That was Xerox PARC.
Xerox PARC Little spearheaded the development of the Xerox Star.
The first commercial computer to wholeheartedly embrace the principles of user-centered design.
It was indeed.
The star, you see, was not merely a technological artifact.
Oh.
It was a philosophical statement, a testament to the belief that technology should be subservient to human needs and aspirations.
It was a machine.
Designed not for engineers or programmers, but for ordinary individuals seeking to harness the power of computing to enhance their lives.
Little recognizing the paramount importance of the user's mental model, delineated three paramount aspects of interface design.
Ah, yes.
He argued that an interface must excel in the presentation of information.
The provision of effective control mechanisms.
And above all,
The cultivation of a clear user's conceptual model
conceptual model.
profoundly influences the user's comprehension and usability of a system,
It is the lens through which they perceive the digital world.
the framework upon which they build their understanding of how things work.
Imagine, if you will.
A cartographer meticulously crafting a map not merely of geographical features, but of the very essence of a system, its underlying structure, its logic, its flow.
Fascinating. The Xerox Star, despite its groundbreaking approach to design, met with a rather ignominious fate in the marketplace.
It was a commercial failure.
A poignant reminder.
That innovation, however brilliant, does not guarantee success in the capricious realm of commerce.
Why?
The star's demise, however, should not be misconstrued as a repudiation of its underlying principles.
So it was a victim of circumstance.
Precisely a confluence of factors that conspired to impede its adoption.
It's a price.
Its price, for instance, was exorbitant, placing it beyond the reach of most individuals. Moreover, its release coincided with the burgeoning personal computer market,
A market.
dominated by machines that were less sophisticated but far more affordable.
The Star's legacy, however, transcended its commercial fate,
Its designers dispersed.
carrying with them
The seeds of user-centered design, a philosophy that would soon take root and flourish in the fertile ground of Silicon Valley.
Larry Tesler.
A key member of the Star team,
Found himself at Apple.
where he became a tireless advocate for user-centered design.
I see.
His influence can be discerned in the design of the Macintosh.
A machine.
That would revolutionize personal computing by making it accessible to a vast and diverse audience.
Tesla, recognizing the need to cultivate a new generation of designers imbued with the principles of user-centered design, spearheaded the creation of the Apple Design Project, or ADP,
This initiative aimed to immerse university students in the world of design
providing them with hands-on experience.
and instilling in them a deep appreciation for the human element in technology.
The ADP was a testament to Tesla's foresight.
A recognition that the future of technology lay in the hands of designers who understood not just the mechanics of computing, but the nuances of human perception, cognition, and behavior.
In parallel with Tesla's
Okay.
efforts within Apple, another luminary emerged on the design landscape.
A cognitive scientist by the name of Don Norman.
Norman, through his seminal works, User-Centered System Design and The Psychology of Everyday Things articulated a compelling rationale for the user-centric approach to design.
Norman's writings illuminated the cognitive underpinnings of human-computer interaction,
Revealing.
the often invisible processes by which we perceive, process, and interact with the digital world.
And he emphasized
The importance of understanding human psychology in designing intuitive and user-friendly products,
Norman's insights resonated deeply within the design community.
catalyzing a shift away from technology-centric design toward a more human-centered approach, one that recognized the paramount importance of user experience.
This confluence of ideas and individuals,
The visionary brilliance of Alan Kay, the technological prowess of the Xerox ARRS team,
the user-centric philosophy embodied in the Xerox Star,
the passionate advocacy of Larry Tesler, and the theoretical rigor of Don Norman marked a watershed moment in the history of interaction design.
It was a moment when the seeds of a new paradigm were sown,
A paradigm that would transform the way we design and interact with technology.
a paradigm that continues to shape our digital experiences today.
As we stand at the cusp of a new era of technological innovation, an era marked by the rise of artificial intelligence, the ubiquity of connected devices, and the blurring of the lines between the physical and digital worlds, the principles of user-centered design remain as relevant and vital as ever.
The legacy of Xerox PAIR and the pervasive influence of user-centered design
Stand as testaments to the power of human ingenuity.
and the transformative potential of a design philosophy that prioritizes the user's needs above all else.
In a world increasingly mediated by technology where our interactions with the digital realm are becoming ever more ubiquitous and profound, the need for human-centered design has never been greater.
We must ensure that technology serves humanity,
Empowers and enhances our lives,
fosters connection and
and
understanding.
remains firmly grounded in the principles of user-centered design.
Consider for a moment the myriad ways in which technology has permeated our lives,
From the smartphones,
to the smart homes that anticipate our needs,
from the social media platforms that connect us with friends and family across continents,
to the virtual assistants that answer our queries with uncanny accuracy,
technology has become an indispensable extension of ourselves,
augmenting our capabilities,
amplifying our voices.
collapsing the barriers of time and space.
It has the potential to revolutionize education, healthcare, transportation, and countless other facets of human endeavor.
But this potential,
Can only be fully realized if technology is designed with a deep understanding of human needs and aspirations,
if it is intuitive to use,
accessible to all and tailored to the unique contexts in which it will be deployed,
imagine a world
where technology seamlessly integrates into our lives,
where it anticipates our needs rather than demanding our attention.
where it empowers us to be more creative, productive, and connected.
This is the promise of user-centered design.
A promise that has yet to be fully realized, but one that we must strive towards with unwavering conviction.
As we conclude our exploration,
Hmm.
I invite you, our esteemed listeners, to reflect upon the following question.
How can we ensure that technology serves humanity rather than the other way around?
Let this question be a guiding light.
Illuminating the path ahead as we navigate the complexities and possibilities of this ever-evolving technological landscape,
Let us embrace the principles of user-centered design.
and strive to create a world where technology empowers us to live richer, more meaningful, and more fulfilling lives.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of interaction design.
We trust that you have found this exploration to be both enlightening and inspiring. Until next time, may your interactions with the digital world be intuitive, engaging, and enriching.